Breakfast went on this week to talk about the payment scheme being arbitrary and too low, which is an understatement to top all understatements, as in the case of BBC presenter Lisa Shaw.
Lisa's husband Gareth is bringing up their son Zach on his own. He made a claim through a government scheme set up to support those harmed by vaccines and eventually received £120,000. The amount of this one-off payment hasn't increased since 2007.
She died because she took the product that the government told her to get, and they believe that £120,000 is what makes up for that loss. My son will go through the rest of his life without a mum.
I've had contact with Gareth Shaw over the last 3 years. He could not get his story covered on any mainstream media outlet. Not surprising really, given that it was these outlets who ostracised anybody who dared question the logic behind an indiscriminate rollout of these drugs for everybody. And still, they don't say sorry. Pfizer maintains that the risk-benefit profile of their vaccine so-called drug remains positive for all authorised indications and age groups, which if I was writing you a text message, I could only respond with a list of mind-blown emojis. Only last week, a UK study revealed that all the cases in childhood myocarditis occurred in children who received the COVID injections. A Pfizer spokesperson has said, patient safety is paramount and we take reports of adverse reactions very seriously. Hundreds of millions of doses have been administered globally and the benefit risk profile of the vaccine remains positive, as do their profit margins. So confident were they, of course, that they only agreed to produce these mRNA products once they were granted global immunity from prosecution if people started dying or getting ill. Larry Lowe continues to fight for compensation and he says, I'm not against vaccines, but this has destroyed my life. I feel like I've been left to rot. And still, countries are playing, in my opinion, Russian roulette with people's health by giving out these shots. In America, the FDA is preparing to authorise new COVID boosters without transparent data. The urgency for transparency and accountability is growing. The public deserves to know the full picture. And those affected by adverse reactions need to be heard, they need to be compensated by the drug companies, not the taxpayers. Working in a newsroom and mixing with journalists from multiple outlets, I am encouraged to feel the mood shift as the issue of vaccine side effects finally starts to gain attention. More and more people are now coming forward with their stories. Many people have now turned to support groups and online communities to share their experiences and to seek solace. These platforms have become a lifeline for those who feel isolated and unheard. Talking about the vaccine damage payment scheme, Sarah Moore, a solicitor with the law firm Lee Day, has said the scheme offers too little, too late and to too few people. The £120,000 payment is woefully inadequate. Some of my clients need 24-hour care. They cannot wash or dress themselves. She says they've been left with severe physical or cognitive deficits and will never work again. People affected by heart conditions, blood clots, autoimmune conditions and so on say that they feel they have been airbrushed out of the last 4 years.